Hello and welcome to the Brothers of Influence podcast, where we stand to encourage, inspire, and add value to Black men in the areas of life, leadership, and community. We are five brothers. We're discussing relevant topics thoughtfully with candor and care. And I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in with us. My name is Ian Williams, and as we get started, I just wanted to share my heart for the Brothers in Influence podcast. My personal growth and leadership journey simply started because I recognized what I call a leadership deficit. I recognized a lack of leadership in my home, in my community, at work, at church, and especially within myself. And let me tell you, whether a person realizes it or not, the absence of leadership creates a profound vacuum that very few of us escape from. And this has led me where I am today on this podcast, having benefited from a commitment to personal growth and leadership development. I don't have it all figured out, but what I realize is that there's room for us to grow. There's room for us to grow, and there's room for us to stand up, occupy our own space, and grow into the leaders we were created to be. You can find me again on Twitter at Son of the King 02 and the home team on Instagram at Team Reconcile. My name is Ian Williams, and I'm excited because this journey has led me to connect with other like-minded individuals who are carrying a similar burden of purpose. Five of whom I'm privileged to say, are on this episode with me today. So without further ado, I'm gonna let my brothers talk.
Y'all ain't gonna jump into one time.
Come on.
Hey, I'll jump right in. Okay, hey, brother, Ian, I appreciate that intro. That was great, man. I just want to thank you for the opportunity to again share this vision with you. So, hey, I'm Sherrod Ledet. I am your leadership locksmith. I teach and I train and I coach, right? Leadership development, right? And also personal development, right? Leadership is the key to unlocking the value and the potential of others. I believe it and I stand on it, right? And I know that with leadership, it's all about just getting the key values or the value keys. And the value keys that I use when I teach personal development and leadership development is knowledge, exposure, connecting that to your potential, and then I build in systems, right? So that's what I do, right? So again, my opportunity to connect with Ian on this Brothers of Influence really just resonated with my spirit on the perspective of, again, I want to add value to others. If I didn't get paid to do anything, this is what I would be doing, right? Just to be able to connect with others like this, and be able to just pour out the information, the knowledge, everything that I am, just to help other brothers and other people to get to wherever it is that they're trying to get to. Look, we're all on the same journey. We're all trying to get somewhere, wherever that may look like. And hey, you may not even know what that looks like, right? Like, here's the reality. I may have an idea in mind of where I'm trying to go, but the reality of it is my journey to get there, it may not be the same journey that I envisioned, but I'm still have somewhere to go, right? I have a destination. We all have to start somewhere, right? And this might be the time to start. You getting connected to this podcast, getting connected to us being able to give you some information, some knowledge, whatever it is that we're sharing at this particular time might be the one thing that you need to hear to get you started, right? And that's what we're here for. So hey, you let me keep going. I'll take up some time, but hey, I do this. I just tap on you. Go ahead, Shantae. Go ahead and drop what you do.
Hey, Shantae Price here. Like my brother Sherrod and Ian, I'm also a coach, leadership coach, and for me, I want to help people reach their full potential. Right? I want people to get to that next level, and I want you to discover who you are. And some of the ways I help people do that is, first, you have to get a dose of discovery, right? Because if you don't know who you are, you don't know where you're going. You know, that's just a fact of life, right? And I believe we've all realized that at some point in our life. And after you get that dose of discovery, it's time to do what? Now develop what you learned about yourself and put those things into practice. And then from there we go. I want to help you grow and succeed, right? So that's how you get to where you are, to where you want to be. I'm excited about being able to share my life with you guys and with these men here with the podcast Brothers in Influence. And you can check me out on all social medias with my name, Shante Price. I'm going to shoot it on over to Brother Lorenzo.
Fellas, what's up? It's good to be with you all live. Man, I love y'all, first of all. We were having some conversation on the back end about how men don't exercise that muscle that says, I love you. I think Shartae might have shared that in our group chat. And so I'm going to just start out with I love you. I'm excited to be present. My name is Lorenzo Daughtry Chambers, and I just have to get it out there. Sherrod mentioned us being aligned and on the same page. And so you all probably hear like some children's toys and stuff going on in the background. That's what happens in our conversation because we're also all husbands. We're also all fathers. We have families that we're ministering to, that we're leading in our own ways and in our own rights. So I'm excited to be a part of this group. My whole thing is win with Lorenzo. I help people figure out how to win. And the thing that's interesting about that is that we can all win because our games are all not the same. And so Ian and I met because we were speaking on a panel for an event together and we hit it off. We had just a kindred bond and a kindred spirit. And then from there, we met, came together with Shartae and Sherrod, who were also acquaintances with Ian. And so we've been meeting for some weeks and some months now, just getting to know one another and build. And so you're going to hear about Brothers of Influence and what we do. But for me, I help people win. I do digital marketing. I invest in businesses. I do coaching and consulting. But it's all geared around strategy to help you win. Yeah. So what you're getting is the real and the raw of men having conversations. That's what this is at this moment right now. And so it's organic. We're gonna flow. We know and hope that it's gonna be as interesting and as worthwhile and as valuable to you as it is to us. And I'll end with this, guys. I was saying as we was getting ready, this time we spend together is like healing for me. It's nurturing for me. You know, it's an opportunity to just be in a space. And so I'm honored to be here with you guys. And you know, I'm along. I'm happy for the ride. So Win with Lorenzo is where you can find me. And yeah, let's get it going.
Yeah, man. Listen, y'all come out the gate dropping gems, fellas. We gotta save some stuff for later episodes. Come on now. But what I love about what all of you guys shared. First of all, we talked about this. I love you guys. I love every one of you watching. And so this is something that we've made a commitment within our core group to be able to express love to each other as men, and then also just be able to say it to our families, our children, etc. So it's we're completely comfortable with it. We want to help others become comfortable with the idea because it's a muscle that men don't flex often enough.
All right.
What's really cool about this group, what's really great about this crew that we have assembled here today, is that we talk about brothers and influence. One of the things that Lorenzo alluded to was that the fact that we've been having some deeper conversations and building. We have spent the time becoming brothers. You know, we spent the time cultivating influence, right? Where we can be a positive influence on each other. And that's really what it takes. And we feel like that's what's missing in crucial areas of life. Taking the time to build relationship, trust, and deciding the sort of impact that you want to make. Do you want to make a difference? Do you want to have a positive impact? And these are the sort of things that we're going to talk about in the areas of life, leadership, and community.
I love that. Life, leadership, and community. And I don't know if anybody's watching or if you'll see it on the replay, but you can actually take down some notes. I write down notes every time we talk because some powerful things come out. So I'm going to take that. We're going to expand on it. Life, leadership, and community. And to expand on that, Ian, it's actually been crazy because we've been so aligned. The way we've grown in our relationship has been kind of crazy to me. I don't know about you guys. Like, it hasn't been a long time that we've been relating to each other like this, but so much has been happening. What do you guys think about that?
Oh man, Lorenzo, I think you're absolutely right. I think, and that's what makes this group so powerful, right? Is because again, even though we're from different backgrounds, different worlds, never met each other before, right? I remember like even me getting connected to Shantae. So we are certified through John Maxwell. So is Ian. So that's how me and Shantae got connected, and we got connected through some type of mentorship 90-day program that we were doing. And then even in that, I would say it was probably within the first 2 or 3 weeks, we was like, me and Shantae, we was just like, hey, even though after these 90 weeks, hey, bro, we're staying connected. And honestly, we've done that. Like we meet, we talk, just me and him one-on-one. But again, never knew this brother from nowhere, but we just had that instant connection, right? And to your point, when we got on, when Shantae told me about Ian, and then I got an opportunity to meet with Ian, we got to talk, and I was just like, brother, where you been at all my life?
Going away.
And it's the same thing. Then Lorenzo, I remember the first time we met. This cat, okay, I know we live, but hey, y'all just gotta know what I do is what I do. So y'all just gonna have to, right? This is what I do. But hey, when we met Lorenzo, this cat was running around with his newborn, getting shots and different things, and he was life, right? And that's the reality, right? And that's the thing I love about our group is it doesn't matter where we're at, what we're doing, we're committed, right? We're committed to what we're doing, and we don't mind sharing what it is we do with each other, right? So I love it. Like you said, man, it just aligned. It just fell into play, right? It just fell into play.
Yeah, and that's actually a crazy story because the first meeting we had, I felt such a press to be on here. My son was getting his first immunizations. And we had some time. I was in the doctor's office. I said, I feel such a great in this group. And y'all will get to learn me ministry spiritual guy. I'm not going to push it on y'all, but it's just going to have to, it comes out of me. So y'all will see. I just felt the press. And then when I met Sherrod, when Ian was on there, and even some of the other brothers y'all will meet, y'all will see why in a second. So I honor y'all. And also as y'all's younger brother too. Just the wisdom and the knowledge and y'all's way of being, I want to say publicly how much I really appreciate it. You guys are absolutely awesome. And when you hear about these guys' stories, you're going to be blown away.
Yeah, I think that I think the connection part is important, right? Because that's how we grow, right? I remember a person saying that there's people you meet for a moment, you know what I'm saying? Just for a minute, and then there's people you meet for a lifetime, right? But that's on your journey. They all add value to you based on how you view the relationship, right? Because you can talk to somebody in the airport, sitting in the airport, right, and never see them again, but the impact they had in that conversation, you'll carry along with you for a lifetime. So now with us, we're longer than that minute, right? We have a vision before that Ian has presented to us, and we all jumped aboard. And really, all of us, we didn't even have to think about it, right? We heard the vision, he made it plain, even though we've been hitting to make it plainer, right? But guess what? We knew when he spoke that vision, we was like, you don't gotta tell me no more. When we doing it? So that's that. I think that's that part of that discovery too, and us developing as individuals, but in the broader picture as a whole.
Yeah. Now, and I love it because, and again, now Shantae, he's good, so I'm gonna let y'all know. Okay, I'm gonna put him out there like that. He's good for giving me lives, right? He always gives me lives. So
I've seen it.
He gave me a live, right? Two things, right? So one, he said the airport analogy, but even before that, and Lorenzo, I actually think you said it, right? The journey, right? And then being connected, right? Mm-hmm. There's something about having a journey. It's one thing to go on a journey by yourself. It's another thing to take a journey with other people, right? To take a journey by yourself is one thing, right? But take a journey with other people, other like-minded people, other people that are going to help you get to where you're trying to go. See, you go to an airport, right? You see a person for a moment, right? You might be passing them as they're boarding onto another plane, but you also get on another plane with other people, right? Do you take the opportunity to get connected with those that are around you, right? And I think this is again, what Brothers of Influence, or a portion, just a tiny bit of what we're talking about, is being able to get connected, right? I don't have to know you all the way. I don't have to even be in the same city, town, or even the same state or country as you, but we can still get connected, right? And I'm going to stop right there. But y'all, I told you, you live. Get it.
Powerful, Sharab, and that's real because in this time that we're in, locked in with the pandemic in particular, let's be real, we all need this connection. Brothers, sisters, black, white, yellow, green, rich, poor, this connection is something that's been missing and something that's been lacking. And you said it, we're in different parts of the country, but I think what's unique about this and what might be modeled in this is that relationship can be born when you're on the same page, right? When you're on the same path, when you're about the same things. And I really sense that God is connecting people of like mind. He's using the internet to break down these barriers and these walls so that people can connect if they'll open themselves up. And what we did was we opened ourselves up. And I shared with you guys too, I don't have a whole bunch of friends like that, right? I don't just get on the phone and talk with folks. So this is unique. And I think that it's something that source, God, universe, energy, whatever you want to call it, is doing. So thank you, Ian, for being the resource of that, right? Like it's a vision you had. Can you talk about that? Having a vision and then it being birthed in you and then having the confidence, the fortitude. What was that? What did it take to get us here? Because it took some things to get us here and birthing this vision.
Absolutely.
Man, I think this is it's a part of being like burdened with a sense of purpose, right? I think somebody said it. What did you say?
Say that again, please. Say that again.
Like being burdened with a sense of purpose, right? So I feel this burden, and I feel like I'm constantly drawn to things bigger than myself, right? Growing up, I really did not have a good self-image or high self-esteem, but I believe that God is really He's built me up in a way that, in spite of those things, I've always heard His voice. I've always felt His call, pulling me towards, telling me that I was meant for more. And so when I think about the challenges in the world, the challenges that we faced as men, let alone black men in America, I was just really challenged to find the space to meet a need, not only for myself but other brothers. And I think everything that you guys have shared thus far really speaks to a need you didn't know you had.
Yeah.
So I think the challenge that we're going to find as we continue to press forward into this group is that we're going to be a part of letting people know or helping people recognize that they have a need that they didn't know they had. And so just by simply recognizing that, I was able to adjust my posture and step out on faith, and that allowed me to connect with you all, so that so that my need could be met. But if I never stepped out on faith, if I never heeded the call, my need would not have been met. And I don't think that's a coincidence.
No, and I can't do it. I can't do it. Right? So I started out, and what did I say? I said everything starts somewhere, right? Yep. Everything starts somewhere, and it started with Ian, right? But again, he beautifully, right, put that tapestry together, right? He said he had to start, right? But in order for him to start, he had to make connections, right? You see, full circle, he had to make the connections, right? And when he so when he saw the vision, first he had the vision, right? Then he figured out I had to start somewhere, right? And then once he aligned himself, and I know for a fact that once he aligned himself with God's purpose, right? He was burdened with purpose, right? He didn't know how he was going to do it. He didn't know where the resources were going to come. He didn't know how he was going to get there. He just simply said, okay, I will align myself with you, right? And then I will start. And once he started, here we are today, right? Brothers of Influence, right? LLC, Life, Leadership, and Community. I'm done. I'm gonna leave it alone.
I feel it though, and Sean, I feel you coming on. But if as you watch this, you should be feeling something. I feel something. This is crazy. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Shanta.
As Ian was, when you asked him the question, Lorenzo, as Ian was talking, I was saying to myself, the most important thing between where you are and your vision is, he said it, just to start, right? Because everything else is easy after that. No matter what the challenges you face between where you are and your vision, they're nothing compared to the start, because it takes a lot for you to start, for you to step over that line. Ian shared that vision with me that's been birthing in him for quite a while. And I was like, man, I took notes. I'm like, let's do this, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like it's time. Well, I had a couple people, that so he got everybody together. I said, man, I know a guy. Let me pull Sherrod over, and just the first encounter was like we had always been there, right? We just it was like a puzzle being fit together finally. We had lost a few pieces, and we finally found them some under the couch, one in the corner, and one in the corner of the closet, right? And they fit together perfectly. And like Sherrod said, here we are, right now. We've started that journey, and I'm just so excited about the other steps ahead. So.
Hey, we're gonna have to top that brother from talking, because every time he talks, he gives me a lob. He lobbed me another one. He said a puzzle, right? The beautiful thing about putting a puzzle together, it doesn't matter if it's 10 pieces, 5 pieces, 1,000 pieces, right? The thing about a puzzle is it just depends on who you're putting the puzzle together with.
Wow.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
It's who you're putting the puzzle together with. Who's handing you the pieces of the puzzle?
I gotta say amen or ouch on that one.
Who's handing you the pieces of the puzzle? It just makes me think. So I'm gonna share a quick story as much as I possibly. So during the pandemic, right? Me and my daughter got the opportunity to put a puzzle together, right? It was 1,000 pieces, or I don't know, it was a lot of pieces, some horses or whatnot. First time doing the puzzle. She's 10 years old. So we're doing the puzzle. She's doing the puzzle, and I'm letting her do it because she wanted to do it. And I'm watching her. She's getting frustrated, right? Because she ain't never put a puzzle together. She's seen these 1,001 pieces, and she's like, I don't know what to do. So again, I'm like, okay, teaching, it's an opportunity. So I jump on the opportunity. So what do? The first thing I said, okay, let's prop up the picture so we can see what we're putting together.
Yeah. Exactly.
You gotta see where you're going, right? You gotta be able to see the picture. So then once we saw the picture, I was like, oh, baby girl, you see the picture? Okay, let's do that. I was like, okay, hey, let's put the edges together. So what I did was I took the puzzle, all the pieces, and I started giving her the edges just so she can start putting the frame together. Right, I helped her get the first couple of pieces, but then I let her start putting the rest together. And it was amazing that she just watched her. She started putting each puzzle together, each piece, and it was coming together. She was like, oh, and she got better. It got faster, right? So again, then we got to I was like, okay, hey, let's focus on this portion of the puzzle. So it's a certain color. So I started giving the colors to her, right? And she started getting those pieces together, right? Long story short, as she started to put again, it was frustrating. It was hard, right? But I think the significance is that, again, the only reason she was able to succeed in finishing the puzzle is because Daddy was giving her the pieces.
Yes.
Right. My goal was to help her succeed in completing the puzzle, right? So this is just a great segue, right? When we talk about success versus significance, right? Who's helping you put the puzzle together?
That's good.
Who's giving you the pieces?
Yeah.
Right. I think one of the things that we got to think about, right, even here as brothers of influence, that we are putting the pieces together right now. Again, Ian brought us together, right? Ian showed us the vision, right? But we're all parts of the puzzle, right? We're all pieces, right? And each one of us have a section of the vision, right? As we see it now. Now, here's the beautiful thing, right? It's going to expand. It's going to grow. Who knows where it's going to go? But again, I just ask, and anybody's watching who's listening, I'm saying, okay, so you got to start somewhere. Where are you starting at? And if you don't have a starting point, that's okay. Let's find it together, right? But then once you find your starting place, just start, right? Trust and walk out on faith. Just start, right? But see the picture, right? And then start identifying who can help you put the puzzle together so they can start helping you, right? You don't want just anybody giving you the pieces, because the right person can give you the wrong pieces, and then you won't put it together the way it needs to be, right? And I'm done.
Sherrod, that is so deep. What spoke to me out of what you said is a few things. One, you set a frame for your daughter to do that puzzle in. And a lot of time, particularly as Black men, we're missing frameworks. missing roadmaps and we're missing the mentors and guides that close our distance from A to B. And we've talked about that conversation around family and around parental structures, but that in particular about what you shared really stuck out to me. And the starting, and then this piece around finding your tribe, right? Like, who is your tribe, right? I think part of people that are high achievers and high flyers like us, we get excited and we want to share with our family and friends, and we want to transform everyone around us. And we've been running into brick walls, everyone in their own. I think what this is that you're finding your tribe, the people that you share with, the people that you connect with. And I think that that's something that somebody who's listening should really take away from this experience and what's being shared, is that this is a time to find your tribe. This is a time to, and honestly, we invite you to be a part of our tribe, right? You can send Ian or Sharte, Sharad, myself, a direct message. We'll have some social media and websites and things going up. But if you need a tribe and you'd like for us to be your tribe, we're welcoming you. I think that's super important as well. Who walks with you? That's deep, man. I just had to share that.
And my bad, fellas. I wasn't trying to go that deep, but again, I told y'all what Shante.
No, man, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. You know, like Lorenzo said, you know, a lot of us are missing the framework. We're not only missing the framework, a lot of us are missing the whole picture. You remember that was the first step that he had to pull up the picture.
That's
when it comes to putting the puzzle together. That's step one. You ain't got the lid to the box, player. You have a hard time.
He ain't got the lid to the box. He said you just got the puzzle pieces. You just got the pieces.
You don't even have a full set. You just
got pieces to the puzzle, right?
So what the four of us know, the four of us on this call right now, we know is that good growth does not just happen. It just doesn't happen. So in the areas of your life, whether you're a husband, a father, or an individual, a son, a brother, whatever you aspire to do, whether you aspire to grow and be promoted in your company or to own your own business, good growth does not just happen. It takes effort, it takes intention, and it often also takes the tribe.
Right.
And while we're assembled here today, we're inviting you to connect with us, Brothers and Influence Podcast, because we know what it's like to benefit from the tribe. We know what it's like to live a life of intention or aspire to live a life of intention. It doesn't mean that we have it all figured out, that we've never made a mistake. But what we have, we're committed to the process, right? We're committed to learning from each other, learning from our lessons, our mistakes, you know, responding to failure. You know what, a lot of times, you know, I struggled because I would fail and I would almost I would harm myself emotionally and mentally by just talking about myself negatively because I took a failure. But the fact of the matter is, if I'm committed to learning from the failure, then it becomes a lesson. It's not a failure anymore. It's a lesson. That's right? And so if you are surrounded, if you can connect with the community, if you can find a tribe that can support you, whether you're up or you're down, and help you in your intentional journey and journey with you, support you, then it can make all the difference. And that's what Brothers and Influence is about.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And you lobbed me one. Y'all getting good at these lobs, and I want to be done though.
Well, right? When you're on the team, right, and you're passing the ball, it just happens. Like I think about LeBron, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh when they put that thing together. It was the birth of Alley-Oop City. So go ahead and slam this one.
Yeah. I'm gonna get. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let's close this out with this analogy, right? So again, you know, being a John Maxwell team member or whatnot, and I read his books and different things like that. And there's this thing called the leadership road, right? And again, it's a great segue into kind of like what we're going to be talking about next, right? When we talk about, again, success versus significance. And when he laid out this vision of this road, so I want you to envision this, he said there's 3 lines, right? There's 3 lines. One line is success. The other line is failure. But in the middle is authentic leadership, right? It's all about being authentic, right? So success, failure, and then being authentic. In the middle is where you want to be. right? We can be successful, but we can't. If you're staying on that side of the road, what's going to happen, right? You're not going to grow. You're not going to develop. Or you can stay on this side of the road and stay with failure all, but then you're not learning. You're not learning it because you're not getting. You're not balanced. But if you stay in the middle, right, you're getting success and you're getting failure. You're going back and forth, which means now you're learning, you're growing, and you're leading. Right? You're learning, you're growing, and you're leading. Right? Success versus significance. Right? That's going to be a great topic when we talk about that next week.
Well, thank you guys for joining us for our very first episode of the Brothers in Influence podcast. Again, we love you. We look forward to connecting with you. Feel free to reach out to any one of us on social media. You can find us. You can find us by our names on Facebook, or you can look up the Brothers of Influence podcast. Thank you.